What's up, Internet? You're tuning in episode 160. You know, I think it's 3. We're going to say 163. 163 of Nintendo Noise. Blitzscreen Games Weekly Nintendo Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Bessie, joined today by my very good friends and co-hosts, Miss Sierra Plus Ultra.
Hi.
And Mr. Ken Hicks.
What it do?
Welcome back, my friends. It's been a minute since it's been the three of us, and I was thinking about it. I think the last time I had you two together, we also played a game. And today, we are going to play a game because this week, today, as of this recording, the Nintendo Wii turns 17. 17 years ago, the Nintendo Wii released in North America first, which is an interesting one. And that means it's time for a very special edition of Name That Game! Play that theme music. Okay, it's probably done. Great. Let's get into it. All right, gang. So I have a very, very fun episode of Name That Game for you today because the Nintendo Wii is turning 17, Steve had the brilliant idea of what if we play a themed episode of Name That Game that is all about Wii games with a mature rating that you would have had to have been 17 to play. I'll tell you what, I didn't even know there were 17 M-rated games on the Wii.
I only know of one.
I think some of these you'll be able to get from context, but I also think it will be equally hilarious if both of you get 0 points because these games are so out there. So we'll see.
I'm gunning to get 0 points.
I'm gunning for last place, baby.
Oh, wait. I just remembered one game. I might stand a shot here. We might be in good shape.
The funny part about this is, because I'm gonna part the curtain here for a minute, I put this document together and Ken jumped into it and saw the first one, which was by far the easiest one to guess, and it was Resident Evil 4. So that's already knocked out. We're not getting into that one. If you're wondering why I didn't bring up Resident Evil 4, it's that reason, and it got replaced with a far more obscure game. So I think this is going to be a fun one.
I had to hit him with the honor system. Your boy plays fair.
So let's jump into the first one. If you guys aren't familiar, Name That Game is a game that we like to play here where we will read a product description of a video game. I will have redacted all of the proper nouns, any of the identifying information where appropriate. And the gang here will have to buzz in and guess if they can come up with the title. And you guys will buzz in by just saying your name. I'll call on whoever I hear first, and you'll get a shot. If you get it wrong, the other person gets a free guess, and then I'll allow you to buzz in again. We won't go for more than 2 guesses per answer in the interest of time. So, number 1. When Blank wakes up after a car accident to discover his precious daughter Blank is missing, it's only the start of his nightmare. Blank for Wii reinvents the original version of the game a decade after the series first emerged to scare the living daylights out of anyone with a pulse. This time around, however, the title boasts Wii-specific content and features that turn everything you thought you knew on its head. You have to say your name to buzz in. Sierra?
Silent Hill?
I'm going to give it to you. This is Silent Hill Shattered Memories for Wii. Because I think...
No.
There are, when we get if you get the franchise or you get close enough, I'm going to give it to you because I don't expect y'all to know the name of a Wii exclusive 17-year-old title like that. So I'm giving Sierra the first point on that one. That is Silent Hill Shattered Memories, which was a remake of the original title for Wii with all of the nunchuck, railgun light shooter type elements added in there.
Wow. If Ken didn't know it and you threw it to me, I would have thrown and I would have said Taken by Liam Neeson or some shit because I really thought at first I was like, I don't know what this is. And I was like, Silent Hill?
I'm telling you, some of them you'll get from context. You just got to believe.
You see, I'm more of a Resident Evil kind of fella myself. Apparently the new one that came out's pretty good, but nah, that was a little too before my time. Oh no, that was literally during my time.
This was right in the middle of your time. 17 years ago.
Like...
So number 2, blank could become the greatest assassin in American history if he puts his mind to it. Of course, there are distractions everywhere. Movies to watch, lawns to mow, action figures to own. But with your help, he can move up the ranks from part-time slacker to #1 hacker in blank exclusively for Wii. Welcome to Ken.
Yo, is this No More Heroes?
That is correct.
Hey, there we go. Now that's a game.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget, get the Joy-Con, just like...
They loved making you do
the lightsaber.
Yeah, what was he had the beam sword, right? The beam katana?
Yeah. I will say that the trailer for No More Heroes 3, the announcement one, even though I didn't really care for the game itself that much, is probably one of my favorite trailers of all time. It was just like perfect, flawless. I quote it to this day. Damon, I love you.
It is, I think, one of the games with like the most distinct personality. You know, like you see a clip of that and it's like, okay, yep, that is.
You know exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's very locked in. Okay, yeah, you're all doing great so far. All right. You know, we're doing good.
He's trying to give us false confidence. It's about to go real south real quick.
You know, that's the job of the game show host. I got to keep you in it. You know. All right, so number 3, the best-selling shooter of all time, blank, is coming to Wii. Ported to Wii by blank, blank brings Nintendo fans the intense and cinematic experience of blank. Winner of Sierra.
Call of Duty?
It is, but I'm going to need you to guess a entry. Because there's like 6 Call of Duty games on Wii. So the best-selling shooter of all time in like 2000 and I don't know 8 or 9 or something like that.
Modern Warfare?
That is correct. This is Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition. My favorite thing about that game's title is it has 2 colons. It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition.
Wow.
Yeah, this was
shot in the dark with that one. I mean, like I knew it was Call of Duty, but as far as like what Call of Duty, I literally pinned it down to like, okay, well, like I remember there being like a Call of Duty that started with an M that was really popular when I was younger. So obviously that rules out Black Ops, and I forget all the names of all the other ones. So
I feel like this was the one that really like solidified Call of Duty as like what it is now, right? Like Modern Warfare was like such a massive, like you couldn't get away from that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, good guess.
My friends tried to get me on Xbox to play that game, and I was like, nah, I got Pokemon Pearl right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the entire entirety of my like experience with Call of Duty is I had a nephew who was a fan of it when he was younger, and he would get the new one like every Christmas and be like, come play with me, and it's like great. And I play for like a few rounds, just run out of the foxhole, shot in the head, run out of the foxhole, shot in the head. It's like great, riveting gameplay.
I do like the zombie mode though.
Yes.
That I do mess with heavy.
Yeah, and this was the generation where that got introduced. I think it was either this one or maybe that was Black Ops. I don't quite remember, but one of the two of them I think was the ones that introduced it. Okay, see, we're doing great. We're doing great here, gang. All right, so it's 2-1 now, Sierra. Okay, number 4. Grab the Wiimote or the Wii Zapper and unleash vast amount of lead at the hordes of undead. I love that these like all rhyme.
Yeah.
Ken?
Okay, Ken.
House of the Dead?
How did you get that from one sentence?
I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in.
You're locked in. You sure you didn't see cut more than Resident Evil 4? That's pretty impressive.
No, because like what zombie games are on the Wii, right?
Yeah.
It's House of the Dead.
Yes.
And Resident Evil.
House of the Dead
Dead Rising
is this one.
Was Dead Rising on the Wii? Did they really support for the Wii?
I don't know.
That's the only other thing I can think of that zombies.
I can't be answering questions like that.
Oh, fair. Ooh, okay. Like noted. Put that in the back of your head.
I don't know.
All right.
I wouldn't answer either way. Okay. Next up. Okay, yeah, this one. They used to say that in space nobody could hear you scream, but that was before blank emerged to serve up a first-person action experience so intense that your cries for help are guaranteed to echo around the galaxy. Created from the ground up for created from the ground up for Wii, Blank throws you headlong into a living nightmare in the furthest regions of space. As part of a group of mining colonists on Blank, you'll experience the terror that ensues when a deadly infection breaks out and threatens to consume everything in its path, including the crew aboard your ship. With an engrossing storyline, thrilling pace, and cinematic first-person perspective that makes you feel like you're really there, Blank will haul you into an atmospheric and shadowy world where terror lurks everywhere. Thankfully, you'll have an arsenal of incredible weapons to help you fend off the threat of the mysterious virus, as well as the option of fighting for your life alongside a friend in the game's co-op multiplayer mode. Remember when games used to have co-op?
I miss it.
Yeah.
A lot of these descriptions, I was like, dang, that was co-op, huh? Any guesses?
So you talked about it's in space, but it's also an infection. So I don't think it's like Lost Planet or anything like that. That was third person. This one's a doozy. It's probably something where the second you say it, I'm going about.
How about you, Sierra?
Alien, the movie, the video game.
That's what I was thinking.
That's all I can think.
Hey, if you buzz in and guess if you think that might be it, who knows?
Sierra. Alien, the movie, the video game.
That is incorrect. Ken, it's your guess.
Yo, it's not Dead Space, is it? That was never on the Wii.
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
It is Dead Space.
Let's go.
Dead Space Extraction. I believe this was a.
I never would have known that would be a Wii game.
That was.
I knew it was like the 360 era, but I didn't know it like jumped ship to the Wii during that time.
That has been my the rabbit hole I went down here was realizing how many games I did not realize either got ported to Wii or got like a version on Wii that's like a weird exclusive version, and so don't be afraid to think outside the box with some of those kinds of things because you never know, right? Like I had no idea there was a Dead Space game on Wii, but here we are.
Was it good?
No. I don't think so. All right. Let's see. All right. Next up, let's do this one. Blank is the Wii exclusive edition of the video game based on the work of novelist Blank and director Blank. Players create their own mobster who has left behind a life in petty crime to join the mafia business of the highly respected Blank family. Working their way up the ranks by taking on missions in a vibrant New York City, players will experience the classic tale of crime from a unique perspective. Ken.
Is it Scarface?
That is incorrect. Sierra, you have the guess. I'll finish reading it, and then you can...
Yeah.
Where'd we go? As their character ultimately attempts to overthrow Blank himself, with original actors from the film such as Blank, Blank, and Blank lending their voice and likeness to the game, and an unprecedented motion-based control system exclusive to Wii, Blank promises to bring the players closer to the dawn than ever before.
Sierra. The Godfather.
That is correct.
Game. Okay.
The Godfather Black Hand Edition.
I was close.
Yeah, you were. That was a good guess.
I thought you might. When you said New York, I felt conflicted because I thought surely this is the Sopranos video game. But then you said New York and then you said film. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
What's the score?
Right now, I believe we're 3-2. Yeah, Sierra got Silent Hill. Sierra got Modern Warfare. Ken got House of the Dead, and Ken got Dead Space, and then now Godfather was the third. Yeah, so we're 3-2 right now.
All right, yeah. So we're going at it. We're what's a classic rivalry? Not Goku and Vegeta. That's too cliche. It'll come to me.
You think about it.
I'll think about it. I'll let it dwell for a little bit, like Samus Ridley, I guess.
All right, so next up, zombie carnage and armed babes with tight outfits. That's blank in a nutshell. And the blood-spurting, short-skirting action series comes to the Wii in all of its visceral glory. I really had to read those words out loud. Players can master the sword to take full advantage of the Wii remote motion controls by slashing, swinging, and thrusting into zombie enemy hordes. Play as either sister, blank or blank, in single player, or with a friend in co-op mode, and utilize each of their unique fighting styles and set of moves. Get too much blood on either sister and be driven into rage mode, and gain more power and agility to destroy enemies faster and deadlier. Every person met and enemy battled brings the sisters closer to understanding who or what is behind the zombie outbreak and putting an end to it.
You see, my gut feeling was Lollipop Chainsaw, but then you said sisters. There's only one baddie in Lollipop Chainsaw.
I don't know. Maybe there was a 2-player version on Wii. Who's to say?
Nah, I feel like I would know that. Or at least like any version other than the original. It was written by co-written by James Gunn. He did the script for it, and you know how I stand James Gunn. He's my dude.
I don't know.
You know what, Ken? Let's just go with Lollipop Chainsaw. I ain't got no other guess.
That is incorrect. Sierra?
Yeah.
Alien, the movie, the game.
Can I? No. I'm thinking of a movie where it's like a fucking orphanage of girls and they all become superheroes.
Oh, Sucker Punch, right?
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a Sucker Punch video game?
That is a great guess. That is not correct.
Yeah, I knew it.
Any other guesses, or you want me to give you this one?
Absolutely not.
So since we both are out of guesses, do you want to give us one outside of the box hint? Since we both guessed.
I genuinely have no idea how to give you a hint on this. is my answer to that. I'm just gonna tell you because I don't think you're gonna guess this. This is Oni Chanbara, Bikini Zombie Slayers. No. Yeah, it is a historic action slashing franchise about ladies in bikinis that kill zombies. I had not heard of it before this, and that is a theme on this list.
All right.
You see, I thought I was a man of culture, but apparently not.
Apparently not. Read a book, gang. All right.
What kind of books do you want me to read, dude? Like,
you know what? I'm just going to sidestep that. Next up, in the wake of World War II, you are an elite American sniper sent into the dangerous chaos erupting between the Russians and Germans. Your mission is to prevent Stalin from gaining critical nuclear research developed by Germany to produce the atom bomb. One of the most realistic shooting games to date. Blank takes advantage. Ken.
Wolfenstein?
Incorrect. Blank takes advantage of the Wii's precise control system to perfect each movement, gesture, and attack. Features specialized sniper technique training, detailed weapon and ammo selections, single and 2-player co-op challenges, 29 action-packed missions, and 4 difficulty settings, including Rookie, Cadet, Marksman, and Blank. Sierra, you got a free guess.
Army game.
It is an army game.
I don't know the name. I don't know the name.
You want to hazard a guess?
All I know is play WarioWare and cry. I have nothing. My guess is army game.
Ken, you want to take another guess?
Can I go with Medal of Honor?
Medal of Honor is not correct. Good guess, though.
Those are all of Ken's guesses have been so good, and they sound extremely accurate.
I mean, hey, you're the one winning right now, so don't count yourself out here.
I think we should rewrite history. I think those should be.
We should rewrite history. This was Sniper Elite. I don't know if y'all remember this game.
A household name, Sniper Elite. I never would have known.
Yeah.
So what I'm learning is that there are exactly like 10 rated M games for the Wii.
I think the actual number is like it's like 40. It's like not many. It's like very small amount.
Not a lot at all.
No. I'll tell you what. I struggled to come up with a list of 20 with like out doing sequels and stuff too. So it's like there's not a lot, and some of them, I'm getting some of the obscure ones worked in here. But Sniper Elite is like a game that like it had a moment. You know, it was like a very like it's very realistic, and that's but it's like not a game that I think history remembers. Okay. Let's do this one. The undead are out in force as Blank brings all the terrifying tension, adrenaline-pumping excitement, and dark humor of a classic zombie movie direct to Wii. Using the same game engine as the Wii edition of Resident Evil 4, there's a feast of action awaiting the amateur zombie hunter as you explore a giant shopping mall infested with shambling brain eaters. Ken.
Oh my goodness, Frank West. That game. The Dead Rising.
There you go. I was like, dude, you said it earlier. You can't remember it right now. That would be so devastating.
I would never forgive myself.
All
or
right.
at least not for a week.
That ties us up at 3-3. And let's get into the next one. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this one. Join the ranks of vengeance in Blank on the Wii. Navigate through lush landscapes, confront dangerous enemies, and experience the thrill of a relentless pursuit for justice. The incident at Blank changed Blank's life forever. Blank has had little choice but to embrace the disturbing talents unleashed by Blank's unique brand of folk medicine. Back at his home in Blank, he thought he had it all. He thought he had finally found paradise. But when a gorgeous woman draws him in on a dangerous heist, their sun-drenched days take a chilling turn. Hunted for a murder he didn't commit, Blank must draw on his most savage instincts to make his predators his prey. You'll use the Wii Remote to drive, shoot, slash, jump, and climb your way through a rebel-infested tropical hell.
Ken. Is it Far Cry?
I'm going to give that one to you. It's Far Cry Vengeance. This was a exclusive game developed for Wii that was a like soft remake of a previous Far Cry. I think it was.
Hey, that was a shot in the dark. When I heard like jump through the jungle or whatever, I was like,
Yeah, that's like I said. Like, there's a couple. He's like, I had never heard that game before, but I'm like, man, you might get that right just from like Far Cry, like knowing of Far Cry. Tropical vengeance. It's like, yeah, that's the theme of Far Cry in a nutshell.
Don't call it a comeback.
I was gonna say Uncharted. I've never played Uncharted.
if you go back in time and step on a butterfly, that's exactly what would happen.
Okay.
Uncharted was a Nintendo Wii exclusive instead. All right, let's do this next one. Blank is a first-person shooter with stealth and tactical play aspect that puts players in the role of a shadow soldier fighting in a variety of historically representative fictional Blank missions of the Cold War era. Created with the input of actual Blank soldiers from the time, the game The game mixes traditional Blank tactical shooter gameplay with a new gameplay options designed to expand players' experience. Additional features include extensive multiplayer options, along with new vehicles and explosive new weapons. Inspired by the experiences of real Blank soldiers of the era, the missions of Blank take the player to a wide variety of settings, ranging from snowboard mountain strongholds in the historical Soviet-held territories to the jungles and urban settings of Vietnam War-era Southeast Asia. Throughout all, care has been taken to maintain the traditional essence of Blank style combat while also introducing new types of player action that add to the gameplay experience.
I don't have a guess, but can I just say, I don't get why people play war stuff for fun. It's crazy. There's so many war games.
Yeah, it's like
were everywhere back in the day, like everywhere.
Yeah, it's there's still a big thing, but it's like they used to be like the thing, and I've always been like, I was like a Halo guy because I'm like, I want to be in space and like fighting aliens and stuff. I don't want to like relive actual human tragedy.
Drama.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to take one of the most like violent events in history and turn it into a game, you know?
So I guess I guessed this before, but we're gonna roll it back. Ken, is it Medal of Honor?
No.
That's all I got.
Take a stab, Sierra. Don't throw this one away.
Honor of Metal.
Come on. You know you gotta guess.
So happy. I don't know this.
I got it. If she doesn't have a guess.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta guess, Sierra. Make a guess.
I don't know.
All right, if you want to pass it, you can pass it.
No, passing it.
All right, Ken.
Is it Battlefield?
No, that's incorrect.
Oh, well, then I got none, I guess. What is it?
Last guess. You want to go for it, Sierra?
No.
All right, this is Call of Duty Black Ops. You said it before. You said it. You knew it.
Oh, I just didn't think Call of Duty did war stuff, but now I know. Is there a distinguishing difference between Black Ops and the other games?
Wait. So didn't we have a Call of Duty game earlier?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Oh, so we're okay. I see. All
yeah,
right.
you know, you gotta. I gotta keep you on your toes. I said I struggled to come up with 20 without sequels. I didn't say that there were no sequels.
You interpreted that the wrong way. Now I know what's good.
I gotta keep it interesting.
About Pete. Fair enough.
All right, so let's take it into our next one. Let's see. Okay, we'll do this one next. The fury of blank has brought the realms to the brink of total destruction. Every warrior has been summoned to this last epic battle where survival depends on their ability to fight. Select from more than 50 characters from the entire blank fighting universe. Ken.
Mortal Kombat.
That is correct. This is Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Ken, pulling ahead. I think that brings us to, what do we got? I think it's 6-3 now. All right, but you still got a chance to pull back here, Sierra. We got several left to go here. All right. Next up. The sequel to Rockstar's sinister action game about a man who wakes up in a living nightmare where he is being stalked for sport and must sneak through the shadows and kill by whatever means he can. Devise in order to fight his way out. The sequel picks up with a new lead character, new gangs, new storyline, with gruesome twists and turns and much more. Featuring several gameplay upgrades and an all-new story, Blank is the tale of a young doctor named Blank. To keep his well-paying job and satisfy the needs of his wife and 2 children, Blank becomes a guinea pig for underground research after funding is pulled for Blank. Unfortunately for Blank, the experiments on his body go wrong, and he is sent to spend the rest of his life in Blank. 6 years later, Blank still shares his space with the criminally insane and wonders if his previous life existed at all. After an electrical storm knocks the power out and the asylum and prisoners take control, Blank leaves the institution to uncover the mysteries of his past and why he can't remember anything about himself.
I am visualizing the game, but I'm having trouble coming up with the name.
I have 2 starkly different guesses, and I can't choose which one I want to go with.
Actually, make a guess, because if let's make a guess for me.
I don't know which one I want to lead with because I only get one.
Unless Ken gets it wrong, and then you can guess the second one. But
okay.
Go with your gut.
Okay, I'll go with the serious guess. No. There's something at stake. I need to relax. I need to relax. Okay, serious guess first. Hitman.
Good guess, but that is incorrect.
Okay.
Is it Manhunt?
I'm gonna give it to you. It's Manhunt 2.
Oh. Thank you.
It does say it. I said it was the sequel. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Oh!
That is a series I have not thought about in probably 15 years. I remember that getting like a ton of press at the time because it was like extremely violent. Like even by video game standards, extremely violent. I remember seeing a review of it. I want to say on like IGN or something, and I just like there's this like image I have of like I'm pretty sure one of the ways you could kill somebody was just like putting a bag over their head and fucking suffocating them. And I was like, this is too much. This is a lot, guys. I don't know that we need to be going this deep. All right.
It was just like violent for violence sake.
Yeah.
I never played it, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, it's part of the history. Wild that it came to Wii though. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, actually. And I guess like if you're actually doing this to put a bag over someone's head and you feel the vibrations.
Yeah, but like,
imagine your mom walks in.
You're
what it looks like, Mom.
Suffocating a person with your Wiimotes. It's like, all right. It's a lot there. All right, next up. Legendary anti-hero Blank is about to explode onto Wii in an all-action title, boasting full-blown Hollywood production values and a control system designed to make the optimum use of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Beginning with the shootout that ends the film, this time Blank survives, but revenge is on his mind. It's your job to rebuild his empire and dispense justice to the assorted lowlives who have stabbed him in the back. When Blank does things, he doesn't go in for half measures. Take aim and let it rip as the Wiimote lets you target your enemies while you maneuver on foot, in cars, or speedboats with the control stick on the Nunchuck. The control system adds to the accessibility of the gameplay and delivers a total immersive experience. A huge cast of voice actors and a pumping 80s soundtrack bring the world of Blank to life in all its chainsaw-swinging glory. And it wouldn't be Blank unless you got the chance to taunt your enemies in Blank's inimitable style.
I think I know the answer, but
take a swing.
Say hello to my little friend.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, say it. But you know.
Oh, Scarface?
That is correct. This is Scarface. Ooh. The world is yours.
Ooh.
I was so like when you mentioned it earlier, I was like, he's gonna psych himself out now and think this isn't on Wii. All right. So we're coming down to our last couple here. Right now, Ken is in the lead. We've got 1, 2, 3 points for Sierra, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for Ken. We've got just enough prompts left to tie it up. So I think we can. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna. All right, I'm gonna.
Are we gonna do double points for the last few?
Oh, we could do that. You want to do that?
Spice it up a little bit.
Sure.
Keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. We'll do that.
Less likely to get a tiebreaker.
Yes. Okay. All right. So next up, as Blank, you wake up alone in a deep and fog-covered forest. Your friends are nowhere to be found. It was supposed to be a cozy night camping in the woods until strange creatures rose from the darkness. You must find your friends, survive the horrific forest, and get off the island in one piece. Survive the dark island of Blank in this third-person survival horror adventure, where eerie life forms will turn your camping getaway into a nightmare. Penetrate the darkness with your flashlight. Fight your way through the forest in search of your friends, and use the advanced Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Survive the dark island of blank in this third-person survival horror adventure. Yeah, there you go. It's like this is another sentence at the end that's summarizing things they said earlier. Any guesses? This one's a deep cut. I'll give you that hint.
Horror and a deep cut. I'm already at a disadvantage.
All right, can you give us a hint? Is it made by an American company, the game, or does it come from like a Japanese studio?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. Let me fact check that. This is it's published by a well-known just want to confirm that this is where they're from because I think I'm right. Yeah, it's a well-known British publisher.
Oh, I have no clue. Like I know like the big horror games for like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and there was like another one that you have like the camera. But no, I don't think that's it. I have no clue.
We gonna pass on this one?
I'm gonna pass on this one.
This one, and I'm gonna be transparent with you. This is the one I added when I had to jettison Resident Evil 4. So there's a reason it's this obscure. This is Escape from Bug Island, which is a. You gotta look up a video of this game. It's a wild looking one.
I need to look that up now. Actually,
Your faces just
Escape from Bug Island.
Bug Snacks ass game
it
title.
is. As soon as I saw it, Sierra, I was like, "It's Bug Snacks, but a horror movie." It's so funny.
Oh, this game looks terrible. I can't wait to play it.
I think we should do an Escape from Bug Island stream. The three of us. You know, I think it's time. The world is ready for it.
4 out of 10.
It is scary. I don't like that.
It's scary because of how fucked up they look. It's like, ugh, they have such a gnarly design. All right, we got 2 more. And since they're both worth 2 points, there's still a chance to pull ahead here. All right, next up, from the creators of the original Blank, lets gamers master the deadly techniques of a real ninja. For the Wii, Blank provides an authentic experience by using the Wii Remote to fight, dash, jump, and kill like a true ninja. Excuse me. Blank continues the saga of Blank, elite ninjas who must use their lethal skills. How many times are they going to remind us that they are deadly, deadly ninjas, you think? To use their lethal skills to keep peace in feudal Japan. With much bloodshed throughout their master's land, Blank must unmask the face of the enemy behind a treacherous kidnapping. Fight your way through dangerous territory and complete thrilling ninjas as the thrilling missions as the ultimate ninja. Thrilling Ninjas, good band name.
That is a good band name. Take notes.
So deadly, deadly ninjas. What do you think? Think of some franchises that feature deadly, deadly ninjas.
Somewhere out there, someone is screaming at the podcast. That's this. That's this.
I'll tell you what. It's funny because I know I've done this, right? When you're watching a game show or like if I'm listening to a pod where there's something like this, like I'll do that, but it's like it's so different when you're competing. Like I've done stuff like this where I fucking definitely know the answers and just get tripped up.
Oh, jeez.
It's real easy from behind the podcast screen, all right?
Is the answer to this one of those things where we're going to, like, as soon as you say it, kick ourselves in the butt?
You are both weeby, so probably. It's like, it's
I
definitely
don't know of any, like, games like that. The games I'm thinking of are, like, more, like, mob than they are ninja.
So you're saying you're a gangster?
Yeah. I'm not, but these people are Japanese ones.
Oh, you're Yakuza.
Yeah.
That's what they call Sierra in the streets.
Yeah.
So like this is one of those ones where like I think you might hear it and be like, right, sure, but like I don't know.
I'm not really gonna know it otherwise.
It's one of those franchises I wouldn't call a marquee franchise, but like
we would know it if
I'm sure you have heard the name at least. I would assume anyway.
All right, so I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here because you said Ninja a lot. Is it Ninja Gaiden?
Good guess. That is incorrect.
Shenmue.
Also not a bad guess. It is incorrect. This is Tenchu, Shadow Assassins.
I would not have fucking known that.
Tenchu?
Not in a million lives.
Really?
I've heard of that. Like,
I'm surprised.
I've heard of Tenchu Minyo, like anime. That's great. Love that. That's a vibe. That's a whole vibe. Love Tanami. Never heard of that game.
All right.
What is that?
Here's our last one. This is number 17. 17 games for 17 years of Nintendo Wii. Here we go. Get ready to fight for your life in blank for Wii, where your this is the third one to mention a chainsaw. Like, it's just a lot of interesting commonality between these titles. Trends are a thing. Where your chainsaw is your best and only friend. Blank is just an everyday citizen who gets dropped headfirst into the terror of Blank, a brutal game created by a bunch of vindictive terrorists known only as the Organization. On the streets of Blank, there is no choice. Attack first, think later. Blank's number one priority is to stay alive, but in order for this to become a long-term option, he must battle his way to the nerve center of Blank and uncover the real motive behind this modern-day gladiators arena. Along the way, he'll face the pressure of gruesomely hilarious minigames that will push him to his limits and confront monstrous bosses for whom mercy isn't an option. Always over the top and outrageously funny, Blank features eye-popping graphics that suck you into the maelstrom of madness and leave you begging for more. Think of a slick, monochromatic graphic novel. Transport it to an interactive 3D world, add a riot of sound and huge weapons collection, and you're just about there. No object is without its bone-splintering possibilities. Street signs, dumpsters, tires, your survival will depend on being inventive and ruthless in equal measure.
When you said monochromatic, that was when I lost my guess. I was like, no, it's not that.
So the crazy thing is, I know exactly what game this is. Like, the second you said monochromatic, like, it's a game that's all in black and white except for the blood, right?
Uh-huh.
But I never played it. I don't remember the name of the game.
I had the exact same thought. When I looked this up, I was like, dude, I know this game, but if you had put a gun to my head, I never would have guessed what its title was.
I know, like, I was watching, like, a Did You Know gaming thing, and they were talking about this game. I was watching it like a week ago.
Yeah, so it was very controversial at the time. It was banned in, I think, Germany and maybe one other country. And there was like a parents group that was like lobbying against it for being released on Nintendo Wii. It was like the game that got the most heat for being an M-rated game on Nintendo Wii.
It's like, I know exactly what it is too. I just could not.
And it was made by Platinum.
No idea.
Which is another fact, if that helps. Platinum Games, makers of such hits as Bayonetta and mostly Bayonetta. That's
I know exactly what game it is. I just cannot think of the name. How many words are in the title?
It's technically one word, but it's like two words combined into one word.
I want to say something like Bloodsport or something edgy like that.
That is a movie, and that is incorrect. You want to take a stab at it? All right, this is Mad World, developed by Platinum Games for Wii. It is probably the most controversial and notable M-rated Wii game, so I thought it was appropriate to end our game there. Which brings us to the end of this edition of Name That Game! Thank you guys for joining me, my two lovely contestants. We're going to give the faux crown here to Ken. You get the no prize. Here you go. You worked very hard for it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I had to, like, after I got my butt whooped earlier this year, I had to redeem myself. So now we're, like, 1-for-1 with the overall game competition. So we need to have
I know.
round 3.
Battle
Did
Royale
I really
situation.
win a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won last time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It wasn't even close.
Did I really win?
10. I was like, I can't get whooped twice.
It's so funny. I feel like every time we do one of these games that, like, Sierra's always like, I'm not going to win. And then you always come out to a commanding lead in the very beginning. Like, it's happened multiple times. You're like, I'm not going to know any of these. Then you crush like 4 of them in a row.
That is true. I underestimate myself.
You gotta believe.
I know. I've lost, but at no cost.
Sometimes you just got to pop off and show people.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So, folks, thank you for joining us here on another episode of Nintendo Noise. If you were following along at home and, like, playing on your own, well, let us know how you did. Be honest. How many of these games did you know? Because I'd be interested to see. Because I, as somebody pretty dialed in, a lot of these were news to me. I'm interested to see how many of you guys feel the same way in the audience. So, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Nintendo Noise. Remember, if you want to get involved, you want to join the community, you want to write in with your results of this game, you want to write in for next week's show, you want to submit a main topic for these last couple of weeks as we wait for the run-up to Nintendo Switch 2, you can do all that and much more by heading over to flipscreen.games. However you choose to get involved or show your support, we thank you for tuning in to another episode of the show. For the crew, I've been Pete. He's been Ken. She's been Sierra. We'll see you next week.